You know we love a good dip dive,
Right.
right?
Always up for one.
This one, though, phew, it started, pretty straightforward, an article about weather forecasting, and then, bam, death threats.
Yeah, that's not something you see every day.
Seriously, death threats against meteorologists, just for, doing their jobs.
It's a worrying trend, definitely.
Uh,
Speaks to a bigger issue, really. We're seeing it more and more. People in these crucial public service roles like, hello, meteorology, just trying to do their jobs again, slammed with, well, misinformation, for one.
yeah, and it's not just misinformation. We're talking actual threats. That's the crazy part.
It's scary.
Okay, so the article that got us down this rabbit hole, it's from the Daily Beast, and the title is pretty telling. Meteorologists getting death threats over Hurricane Milton conspiracies. And let's be real, it is prime hurricane season. Like, these folks are working nonstop around the clock, making sure people stay safe, and this is the thanks they get.
It's really disheartening, to be honest. We're talking about a time when having accurate forecasts, getting that information out quickly, can be the difference between life and death. You think about those hurricane tracking maps, those cones of
All
uncertainty.
right, and how seriously people take those.
Exactly. And behind all of that is a meteorologist working tirelessly, trying to predict the path of a massive storm. And instead of, I don't know, appreciation for the incredible skill and dedication that takes, they're facing this wave of hostility.
Because apparently, somewhere along the way, some people got it in their heads that the government controls the weather. I mean, I've seen Sharknado, but come on, this is real life.
Right. It sounds absolutely wild when you say it out loud, but that's the kind of conspiracy theory we're dealing with here.
And it's not just like random people on the internet. This article even brought up Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Apparently, she's given this whole weather control idea some airtime.
Yeah, and to be 100% clear, we are not endorsing that viewpoint. Not at all.
Hmm.
But we do report on it because ignoring something doesn't make it go away. And unfortunately, when someone with our platform starts talking about these kinds of things, it can make them seem less like fringe theories and more like, legitimate topics for debate.
Right, exactly. We report, you decide. But it's out there, and it's impacting people.
It really is.
Right.
And it feeds into this larger issue, this erosion of trust in experts, in science. If you're constantly being told that the information you're being given is fake, that there's some hidden agenda, some big conspiracy, why would you trust the people who are giving you that information?
It's exhausting, honestly. And that's what really got me in the article, too. This quote from a meteorologist named Matthew Capucci. He was talking about how frustrating it is to constantly be dealing with these, as he put it, fringe ideas that are becoming, unfortunately, more and more mainstream, and how it just makes his job that much harder.
It's like trying to have a serious conversation while someone's shouting conspiracy theories in your ear.
Exactly. You're trying to warn people about the fire, but they're too busy arguing about whether the smoke detector is a government ploy. It's like, come on.
It's a distraction, at best.
And we're not talking about just nasty comments online here. Like I said, actual threats. The article talked about James Spann. He's been a meteorologist for, get this, 46 years, and he's getting told to stop lying about the government controlling the weather or else.
Wow.
46 years. This is what it's come to.
That just shows you how far this has gone. It's not just a theoretical debate anymore. This is having a real impact on people's lives, their livelihoods, their sense of safety.
And think about all the people it impacts indirectly, too. I mean, if these meteorologists are so busy defending themselves against crazy accusations, how much time and energy do they have left to actually do their jobs?
Yeah.
To, track those hurricanes and issue those warnings that could actually save lives?
That's the real tragedy here, I think. It's a lose-lose situation.
There's this quote from another meteorologist, Katie Niccolo, and it really stuck with me. She tweeted, and I quote, "Murdering meteorologists won't stop hurricanes." I can't believe I just had to type that.
It's just, wow. It speaks for itself, really.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And then she goes on to say that stopping misinformation is becoming an exhausting part of the job, which is taking away from spending time forecasting or sending out other information that could be helpful. Like, that's just heartbreaking to me. They're spending time they should be using to keep people safe, to argue with people who think the weather is a government conspiracy.
And it makes you wonder, where do we go from here? How do we have a productive conversation about anything, let alone something as complex and important as climate change, when we can't even agree on basic facts?
Yeah, it's like we're stuck in this cycle of distrust and it just keeps spinning. But you're right, we have to be able to have these hard discussions.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
part of that is learning how to be critical thinkers, how to evaluate information, how to tell the difference between a credible source and, well, something you read on the internet. It's about finding that balance between healthy skepticism and, outright dismissal of facts and expertise.
So, to our listeners out there, here's the takeaway. We're living in a world overflowing with information, and it's up to each of us to decide what we believe, who we trust. It's not always easy, but it's more important now than ever before. Think critically, people. The future might depend on it.